Yo, what's up? Look, I got a habit, but I've got a job. I've got a habit, but I've got a job. My habit is I love sneakers. I love sneakers. If you know what kind of sneaker this is without seeing the brand name, without seeing the logo, without seeing the designer, that means you have a habit too. Okay? Or you can identify people who have good habits. And look, here's the deal. I don't mind having habits. I don't mind being able to have a habit that I can afford, to have, right? But look, my 12-year-old son came up to me the other day and he said, Daddy, look, can I get $200? I said, what? He said, can I get $200? I said, $200? What are you going to do with $200, man? He said, it's a brand new pair of sneakers just came out and I just got to have them. I just got to have them. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, I need these sneakers, Daddy. They cost $200. I said, look, I'm not going to give you $200 to go buy a pair of tennis shoes. But I will invest in your business if you start a business to buy your own tennis shoes. He said, okay. He said, well, help me start a business then. Bingo, that's just what I wanted to hear. He said, help him to start a business. So I looked up on my bookshelf where I keep a lot of old inventory of businesses that I just don't participate in anymore. And I said, how can I help this guy start his own business? So, I was selling smartwatches a while back. I branded them myself, called them TLR smartwatches, got my little signs on the back somewhere. I think I put, TLR, put TLR smartwatch, TLR Co. I called them TLR smartwatches. Okay, and also had an upscale. That was my lower scale. That's an all plastic line. I don't have one open right now, but I will show it to you. But this is one of my upper end here of a smartwatch. Looks kind of like the watches you see on the wrist. I'm not gonna give anybody any extra pub out there. But so I said, what I'll do is I'll invest in your business. I'll give you $200 worth of smartwatches. I'll give you $200 worth of smartwatches. If you can go out there and you can sell these smartwatches, if you can go sell these smartwatches, you can keep the money, you can keep the profit. I say you just got to do what I ask you to do to make sure that your business remains a viable business and you're able to continue to make money. I said, but if you do what I ask you to do, I'm going to show you how to make money and you can buy your own tennis shoes. He said, okay, bet then. So voila. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I showed my 12-year-old son how to take a $200 investment and to flip his money and to make money and to provide for not only for himself, but to give in other places. So this is what I did. I didn't give him the $200 cash, but I did invest into his business. I gave him $200 worth of smartwatches. $200 worth of smartwatches. So let me show you how this really played itself out. Okay, the smartwatches cost $10 each. His markup was 100%, which means he was going to make a profit of $10 per smartwatch. His revenue on the smartwatches, the first week of his sales was going to be $200, but the cost that he had to pay for the smartwatches, or the actual value since I gave them to him, was $100. Okay, so I gave him a month to try to make the money. Really, I gave him about 4.5 weeks. We're going to call it 5 weeks. All right. His original revenue was $200. That was the smartwatch, the total of the smartwatches. His cost of goods sold was actually $100. That was the value that he had to pay for the smartwatches. If he had to pay for the smartwatches, because they was $10 a piece. His gross profit was $100. Now, what he did there was after he made 100%, after he made 100% of his investment back, he had to give 10% to the church. All right. That's the first thing I try to teach him. You've got to give the church 10%. Now it's up to you what type of organization you want to give to, but everyone should give something somewhere. Okay. It's only the right thing to do. After he gave 10% to the church, then he was to reinvest back into his business 50% of his gross profits. Okay. Then the next time he had to go out and to sell watches, he had to start to doing some marketing. Okay. So he had to put some money into his marketing budget. 5% of his gross profit was to go into his marketing budget. Then I said, hey man, whatever you do, you got to make sure you pay yourself. Okay, make sure you pay yourself. Make sure you make yourself feel good. And that's the money he's going to use in order to buy those shoes that he wants. $200. He wanted to buy some $200 shoes. So in week number one, he made his money back. So what we did was in week number two, we just followed the same program. But what he did was he had $100 that he initially invested into he had $100 that he made in profit. He had a $200 initial investment into the shoes. His responsibility to his business was to put the $200 back into his shoes, plus he had to put $125. He had to invest $62.50 back into his business as well. Okay, his gross profit was $125. He gave the church $12.50. He reinvested $62.50. Then his marketing for that particular week, he was to invest $6.25. Then he paid himself $43.75. He was well on the way to make that $200 that he needed to make to buy those $200 pair of shoes. Week number three, his total revenue, after he had reinvested back into his business, his total revenue was $293.75. His gross profit was $146.88. He gave the church $14.69. Reinvested back into the business $73.44. His marketing was $7.34. He paid himself $51.41. He was almost halfway there to buy those shoes. Week number four. Week number four was a good week. His total revenue was $367.19. His gross profit was $183.59. He gave the church $18.30. $18.36, as a matter of fact. Then he reinvested $91.80 back into his business. Then he spent $9.18 on marketing. And he paid himself $64.26. He was almost there to get those shoes. Okay, week number four. In the fifth week, really about week 5.5, really you can count a business week as being a business month as being about 4.33 weeks. But for the most part, we're going to say week number 5. His gross revenue was $458.98. His gross profit was $229.49. He gave the church $22.95. He reinvested back into his business $114.75. His marketing budget now is $11.47. And he paid himself $80.32. Hey, he was there. He had made the money. But look, at this point, he was done. He was like, I'm not spending $200 on a pair of tennis shoes. I'm not spending $200 on a pair of tennis shoes. I worked too hard for this money. I'm finna go out and I'm about to reinvest more money into my business and take less money for myself so I can make more money and I can give more money back to the church because my gross profit is gonna be higher. I said, see, son, that's what I'm talking about. That was the lesson that I was wanting you to pick up. Hey, I encourage you to use this same model. I encourage you to use this same model to help your children grow their business. So as you can see, your kids want to do what you do. If you want to buy ice cream, your kids want to buy ice cream. If you're a sneakerhead, your kids going to be a sneakerhead. But if you're going to have a habit and they're going to have a habit, you got to show them how they can afford to have a habit and live a happy life. Look, I'm telling you, teaching your kids to start a business, showing your kids to start a business is the best thing you can ever do. Hey, this has been Tearod. It's been great. It's been good. It's been real good. And I look forward to seeing you win again next week.